Hey there, everyone. Today, we're diving into something pretty eye-opening: how hackers can hijack your accounts without even needing your password. Sounds wild, right? It's all about man-in-the-middle attacks, sneaky, clever, and honestly a bit scary. In this presentation, brought to you by Cyber Elite Academy, we're going to break down what these attacks are, how they work, and, most importantly, how you can protect yourself. So, let us get started and uncover the shocking truth together. If you're running a network, here's how to defend it. Use detection tools like ZARP or ARP Watch to spot ARP spoofing attempts. Secure your network infrastructure, update your router's firmware and use strong admin passwords. Enforce HTTPS everywhere, so all web services use SSL/TLS encryption. And don't forget to train your team. Teach employees about safe browsing, like avoiding sketchy Wi-Fi or clicking suspicious links. A strong defense starts with everyone being on the same page. Let us talk real-world impact. The Equifax breach affected 147 million Americans, nearly half the US population. That's huge. And get this, over a third of cyber espionage cases, 35%, rely on man-in-the-middle tactics. These attacks are a go-to for spies and hackers. And the financial hit. Equifax's $700 million settlement shows just how massive the fallout can be. One breach, one mistake, and the consequences ripple out to millions. Man-in-the-middle attacks have evolved, and they're not slowing down. In the past, it was basic packet sniffing on unencrypted networks, pretty straightforward. Today, hackers use slick moves like SSL stripping or spoofing certificates to bypass HTTPS. Defenses are improving, with better encryption and detection tools, but the future's looking wild. Think AI-powered attacks that adapt to security measures in real time. Staying secure means staying informed about where these threats are headed. Alright, let's set the stage with some jaw-dropping numbers. Picture this: 147 million Americans, that's nearly half the US population, had their sensitive data exposed in the Equifax breach. Names, social security numbers, you name it. And here's the kicker: these attacks are silent. Victims had no clue their data was being snatched in real time. It's like someone's eavesdropping on your private conversations, and you're none the wiser. That's the reality of man-in-the-middle attacks, and it's why we need to talk about them. Let us zoom in on that Equifax breach from 2017, because it's a textbook case. Hackers got in by exploiting a vulnerability in Apache Struts, specifically CV 2017 5638. If you read into the techie details. Once inside, they set up a man-in-the-middle style attack, sniffing traffic within Equifax's own systems. They were intercepting data like it was an open book. The fallout: a massive $700 million settlement, and 147 million people left dealing with the consequences. Oh, and get this, experts suspect Chinese state-sponsored hackers, specifically PLA Unit 61398, were behind it. This wasn't just some random cybercriminal, this was sophisticated, nation-state level stuff. So, how does a man-in-the-middle attack actually work? Imagine you resending a letter, but someone intercepts it before it reaches its destination. Here's the flow: first, the attacker slips into the network, positioning themselves between you and, say, your bank's website. Then, they intercept all the data you resending, your login details, your messages, everything. They can even manipulate that data, like changing a bank transfer amount, or just sit there recording it all. And here's the sneaky part: they forward your data to its destination, so everything seems normal. You have no idea they re in the middle, watching everything. It's like an invisible relay, and it's terrifyingly effective. Now, let us talk about how hackers pull this off and the tools they use. They often target weak spots like unsecured public Wi-Fi, think coffee shop networks or compromised routers. Phishing with fake certificates or techniques like ARP spoofing and DNS poisoning are also in their playbook. As for tools, they've got some heavy hitters: Etcap for monitoring network traffic, Kane-enable for stealing credentials, Wireshark for analyzing packets, and Slstrip to downgrade secure HTTPS connections to unencrypted ones. These are the weapons hackers use to get between you and your data, and they're scarily accessible. Who's at risk here? Honestly, everyone. For individuals, we're talking about your banking accounts, email, or social media profiles, anything you access online. Businesses. They're prime targets for credential theft, financial fraud, or even losing trade secrets. And governments? They face espionage, leaked classified data, or attacks on critical infrastructure like power grids. No one's immune, which is why understanding these attacks is so crucial. If you're online, you're a potential target. Okay, here's where I need to flag something. This slide's content seems incomplete or garbled. It mentions warning signs like certificate warnings, unusual activity, and network issues, but then it repeats website and strange behavior multiple times, which looks like an error. So, I am going to interpret this as a list of red flags to watch for. If you're seeing HTTPS errors or missing lock icons in your browser, that's a big warning your connection might not be secure. Unusual activity, like unexpected login attempts or changes to your account, is another red flag. And if your network is acting up, frequent disconnects or super slow connections, that could mean someone's meddling. Lastly, if websites are behaving oddly, like redirecting you to strange pages, that assign something off. If you want to fix this slide before recording, you might want to clarify the content here, but these are the key warning signs to watch for. So, how do we stay safe? Let us talk tools and best practices. First up, use a VPN, especially on public Wi-Fi. It encrypts your traffic, making it way harder for hackers to snoop. Look for VPNs with no logs policies and strong encryption. Next, always verify your connections. Check for HTTPS and valid certificates before entering any sensitive info, and don't ignore certificate warnings. Enable multi-factor authentication wherever you can. It's like adding a deadbolt to your digital door. Apps like Google Authenticator are better than SMS if possible. And keep your systems updated. Patch your OS, router firmware, browsers, and apps regularly. These steps are your armor against man-in-the-middle attacks. Let us boil this down to the essentials. Man-in-the-middle attacks are nearly invisible. Hackers design them to be stealthy, so you don't notice a thing. They position themselves in your network, intercepting and even manipulating your data in transit. But here's the good news: protection is possible. Using a VPN and smart browsing habits, like sticking to secure websites, can slash your risk. It's about staying one step ahead of the hackers.